let's start with yours. Okay.
Yeah. You said you've seen it, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, it went hella viral, so.
Yes, this is a skit, by the way, everyone.
Yeah, it's not real.
Don't you see how this could be offensive to a real, authentic Mexican?
Hey, can I just say that I'm Mexican and this doesn't bother me at all? Because these tacos are great.
Okay, sir, I appreciate your feelings on the matter, but I don't need you to be a mouthpiece for an entire cuisine, okay? As long as a white man's doing the cooking, I won't be eating here.
Oh, I'm not the cook. Guillermo's the cook.
Guillermo? Okay, wow. Guillermo, let me guess. You've got some poor Mexican dude back there slaving away for $5 an hour so that you can call these tacos authentic. Excuse me, senor. You don't need to work here. You can open your own taco truck.
Guillermo doesn't speak English.
야! 고기도 필요해!
기다려!
말 그만하고 빨리 움직여! 알았어, 씨발!
I'm just surprised you actually don't know what to be offended by right now, do you?
This is like watching a computer glitch.
You know what? This highlights something that I find to be very relatable in today's society.
Yep.
People want to be offended. You know, like, and if there's nothing to be offended by, they find something to be offended by.
Yep. What and also like, what's the issue with the white guy running like a taco stand or his taco truck? You know what I mean? There's no issue with that.
You know, so for example, like this is the good thing here is that I can bring up with experience is that my family, my grandparents and my dad's side of the family, extended family, they all live really, 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 really close to Mexico, down in Arizona. They cook some of the most authentic, great, tasty Mexican food. They make it really, really, really well. Yeah. And like, you know, I've been down to Mexico plenty, and the food is very similar, if not the same. So just because you're a white guy or a Korean guy doesn't mean that you can't make really, really good food. And I think it's a big narrative. No, it's how you could perceive what a lot of people think these days. You know, you've seen that other video, like, you know, where the guy walks around asking people if, what was it, like a...
If he's wearing like a poncho and like
and like his big sombrero, like he went out and asked a bunch of people if this is offensive. And all the people, except for the race of people that have that culture, they were all like, this is so offensive, this is blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
And then they straight up ask straight up Mexican people, and they're like, no, we think it's great. We think it's funny. We think you're like cool. Showing love to our culture and stuff.
Yeah. It's that like, see, like, this is a skit, and like people are like, oh yeah, but there aren't actually people like that. Yes, there actually are people like that, which is why they made a skit about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's so bad. Like Joel said, like everyone wants to be, not everyone, but there are people out there in the world that want to be offended by anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They want to be, we call them SJWs, right? Social justice warriors, you know?
And you know, I think the people that do this, first of all, once again, I'm going to poop all over, you know, a lot of social media, but it's true. You know, a lot of these movements, right? The being offended movement, all this stuff, you know, you see all of it on social media, and sometimes it's okay to be offended. Sometimes it's okay to raise your voice about this stuff. Sure. But I think a lot of people that get offended by things like this, I think it's, you want to be a part of some kind of movement, be a part of something.
Right.
You know, and you don't realize that in a lot of ways it can seem trivial and it can seem snowflakey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like even like the guy, the Mexican dude that was like, I just want to say I'm Mexican and I think these tacos are awesome, or whatever he said, right? Like it's like no one has an issue with it. Like let's say like I went to like a Korean restaurant, there was a white guy making food in the back, but it tasted really good. I'd be like, okay, whatever, like I don't care, you know what I mean? Like it's food is food.
I mean, to me, like the Mexican guy, right? He basically co-signed. He was like, this is actually really good, you know? So like, I don't think that you should, you know, you necessarily have to be a particular race to enjoy and or make really, really good food from another culture or whatever.
Right.
Now, say theoretically you had something like, okay, someone thinks that Hitler did nothing wrong. Something like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
So like, you know, if you say that to anybody that's a Jewish person, they're all going to be offended by that. That is a very different situation than something like this.
Right.
You know what I mean? I might seem like, you know, a little big, you know, not relatable or not on the same scale.
No, but like it's like kind of like the same like logic. You know what I mean?
You know,
like,
so you gotta, I don't know. I think people need to lighten up a little bit, and they need to be more open-minded. I don't remember this ever being a problem before, but I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge problem though, apparently. So I just thought this skit was really funny.
no, it is funny. I've actually seen this a bunch of times. If you read the comments, they're all like, they all agree with us. For the
Yeah.
most part.
So I mean,
So yeah, you don't have to be offended to everything. Live your life with a little bit of joy and a little bit of
right?
positivity.
Why are you guys going out looking for fights? You know what I
Everybody's
mean?
gotta be
Like,
so mad about things these days. Like,
leave
just-
people alone.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a serious problem, okay, fine, be mad about it. But I mean, like, you don't have to pick and choose all these things that are barely
Exactly. And the thing
there.
is, let's say this is obviously a skip, but if there is a person like this and like they are actually offended, just keep it to yourself and move on. Go somewhere else.
Go eat something else. Go eat your unseasoned potatoes and your chicken breast with nothing on it and all that stuff. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm half white. I can tell you a lot of white people food is very, very bland. Okay, that's why I'm saying this.
I just thought that this skit was like a very good representation of like
Well, that's
issues within society.
yeah, that's what the director or the writers
yeah,
of
of
this.
course.
That's why they did this because
Yeah.